Oh yeah, I'd get those rats down you. Oh yeah, I'd get those rats down you. And Fox just rip Scarface's blood up, just lick it up and everything. And yes, get him. Oh man, what a weird dream. Well, what to do today? Work done. Next reaction's coming out in a few weeks, so hey, I get the day off. Maybe I should go for a walk.
LasherLuke.
Oh no, I'm not doing this. No voices in my head, and no, I'm not doing what you think I'm gonna do.
LasherLuke.
No.
LasherLuke.
No.
LasherLuke.
No.
LasherLuke.
No.
LasherLuke.
Okay, just who are you?
Come on, remember man, we were talking on Facebook.
I talk a lot on Facebook.
Yes, but about the Animals of Farthing Wood video.
Oh, you're HeadphonesUK.
Correctamundo.
What do you want from me?
Well, remember the video of the darkest moments in Farthing Wood we were talking about?
Yeah?
Well, it's time, my friend.
Really? It's my day off.
Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a river. You've had bags of time to get this video out, and I've been working my arse off for this.
Okay, fine, whatever. Treat me like a slave, will you? Let's just get on with this. Hey everybody, LasherLuke here with HeadphonesUK to do the top 10 darkest moments in the Animals of Farthing Wood. Cue that awesome intro. Now for this list we decided on moments that happen throughout the series, and it can be either deaths, sad moments, or just really generally dramatic moments. With that said, let's start off with number 10, Toad's Tomb.
Home and dry.
This starts off with Toad being buried alive in the first episode. You know, for kids!
You shouldn't really use that one these days, mate. Doug Walker owns that. You don't want to piss that guy off. Anyway, I think it's more of the whole of the first episode that deserves to be on this list, really.
Really? Because I consider this one of the lesser darker episodes.
Allow me to explain. While this isn't necessarily the darkest episode in the grand scheme of things, this is actually the first and only time we actually see the title location itself of Farthing Wood. And when we do see it, it's getting ripped to shreds by demolition machines. So the fact that the only time we see the title location and it's getting completely destroyed, that's pretty dark, especially considering that the next time we see Farthing Wood in Series 3, it's just been turned into some allotments at that point, so I'd say that that makes it pretty dark.
Okay, fair point. Moving on.
Moving on.
No, we are not doing this joke. Moving on. Number 9, Pheasant sees his cooked wife. Now for a little bit of retrospective, the previous episode that was before this moment, saw the first official death in the animal surviving wood, the death of Mrs. Pheasant, and this episode shows her cut remains.
As long as you don't miss your supper.
No chance of that. I'm really looking forward to tasting that pheasant.
I noted in my review that as a vegetarian I wouldn't really know much about how to prepare pheasant, but the fact that the feet are left on, whether that actually happens or not, just makes it all the more disturbing. Not to mention the added insult of the second after Pheasant actually sees his dead wife's body, he then gets a face full of shotgun. It's the animal equivalent of a serial killer showing you your wife's dead body and then killing you. And then eating you. And then her as well.
Oh, man. Dude, that's disgusting. Ugh.
You know what I mean. It's disgusting no matter what way you slice it. No pun intended.
Where's Pheasant? Roasting for supper.
So yeah, and as if things weren't bad enough, we have another death to add to the list. Mind you, I didn't really care for Pheasant, so it's no big loss, but bottom line is, you know we've got a pretty awesome list when this...
Tasting that pheasant.
is only number 9. So yeah, moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Oh, shut up. Number 8 is the death of Badger.
I must be in heaven.
Ah yes, one of the most realistic deaths in the whole of the animal surviving wood. Not only for how well it's presented to us, but also for anybody who's had a family member or a close friend that has died from Alzheimer's disease. You know how painful it must be to go through this.
Not only is this scene really well presented, but the music really drives it home. Just have a look.
Badger, old friend? Badger? Ah, Fox. Come to persuade me to leave Farthing Wood, have you? No. No, I'm sorry. I could never leave my old home.
In all seriousness though, this is a huge standout moment for the series, and I'd argue it never ever got as sad as it did here ever again. Not by the longest of shots, of course, we've still got 7 more entries to go through, but very few scenes hit as much of a core with the audience, the fans and people who remember the show as much as this scene did.
Time to get up, is it? Time to go out in the moonlight to hunt in Farthing Wood. Farthing Wood? Badger, you're dreaming. We're in White Deer Park.
Not only did we get a sad and realistic death, but we also got the death of one of the main characters. That was ruined when you know who showed up!
Oh, you mean her?
Don't you mention the name that shall not be mentioned. Anyway, moving on. Number 7, the death of the baby mice.
Try!
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Can I please talk about this scene? Please, Luke, please.
Okay, well, okay. Go for it.
Yay! Okay, well, first things first, I really think this should have been higher on the list.
Why? I mean, I really think there are much more darker moments than this one.
Are you kidding me? Okay, babies being impaled on thorns. Not a dark moment to you, is it?
Oh, no, I admit, this is a pretty dark moment.
Plus there's blood! Actual blood! In a kid's show!
Okay, well, why don't you tell us some more?
Okay, so this scene happens in the 7th episode of Series 1, where Fox wonders how his friends must be getting on without him, and then, no word of a lie, it directly cuts the scene of the butcher bird carrying away one of the baby mice that they probably were only about 2 days old at the time of this episode, and then drops their corpses onto the thorns of this bush and lets the blood flow from their corpses.
Why is there always a scene like that when I'm eating?
Well, what really helps in this scene is the music and how dramatically shocking it presents itself.
Excuse me? Is that
one of us.
Aha! I found a reason why it shouldn't be higher on the list.
Why?
Watch this clip.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Badger. I was wrong.
It was brave of you to want to stay with the mice.
You see, their reactions aren't as convincing as they should have been. It's like, oh, my babies are dead. Okay, move on.
Okay, moving on. Number 6, the death of baby rabbit.
Oh no.
Wow, we're talking about the death of children a lot in this show, aren't we?
That's what people do!
Okay, well, why don't you talk about this one as well?
Very well, because I do actually have a lot to say. In my review, I compared this to Dobby's death in Harry Potter because I felt that this was happening to a character who just kind of came out of nowhere and was killed off near the end for no real reason. I actually take that back now because even Dobby was helpful at the climax of Deathly Hallows, and he actually did have a character.
Dobby is a free elf.
This is just some nameless rabbit who's being killed off for a dark twist, and in quite a bit of dark irony too, because he was saved from the snare trap just a few episodes back. Also, why were some pheasant hunters shooting at a rabbit? I mean, I get the idea of it's all fair game, but how much meat are you going to get off that little baby rabbit? Plus, as well as after the death of this rabbit, no one ever mentions it again.
Plus as well, the characters and the music don't even seem to care that this kid has died.
They're going away.
We need to be sure of that before we go on. I think we'd better rest for a while.
Yeah, shows what great adults they are when they don't even care that a kid has died. Anyway, let's get going with number 5, the death of Sinuous. Oh boy, what to say about this one?
Wow, the first scene from Series 3 is this high up on the list. How did that happen?
Snake love, George. Snake love.
Ah yes, Ada and Sinuous, the only Farthingwood couple to see more fan art made of themselves than Charmer and Ranger. Or Weasel and Measley.
Really, they have fan art?
Oh, yes they do, my friend. Yes they do.
Well, if you excuse me.
Sit your ass back down.
Okay.
Since I've not reached this part in my review series yet, a little introduction is in order. Sinuous is the mate of Ada during Series 3, and is one of the most intimate relationships we see in the series, which is made all the more disturbing and horrifying when he gets strangled to death by a city rat halfway through the series.
Sure does.
This is actually one of the more seriously taken and realistically styled deaths in the series, and is quite brutal in a sense. Not bloody brutal, but brutal in just how visceral it can be, and how it can happen to anybody.
Bully!
That's me. What?
I seen one, a serpent. It's asleep, all knotted up. Just here. I found it. I did.
Good boy.
I remember not being able to look at this moment for a very, very long time, and Ada's reaction at the end... perfect.
Sinuous.
Oh, Ada, I'm so sorry. We heard the squeaking, but we didn't get here in time.
Plus, what makes it so higher up on the list is the fact of how seriously it's taken and how much Ada's character changes throughout the series, and is not just a simple throwaway death like all the other ones are.
They killed my Sinuous. And I'll kill all of them. Everyone.
So yeah, Sinuous, thanks for being the best blue French snake out there. I never thought those words would be in the same sentence before. Anyway, moving on. Number 4, Scarface.
I thought we had an agreement, Weasel.
The devil!
Luke? Luke? You okay, man? Oh man, something in this show still scares an adult who's even older than me to this day.
It's okay. It's only Scarface. It's nothing unusual.
Okay, now, come on, let's not be overdramatic.
Oh yeah, like this show isn't overdramatic enough already. Anyway, Scarface.
You're gonna regret trespassing on my land.
This guy alone deserves the number 4 spot. The main antagonist of the second season just showed how brutal this show could be.
You said it, mate.
No individual moment, just the character himself. His presence alone in the series was one of the darkest inclusions of the whole show.
And allowed me to have one of my all-time favourite running gags in my show.
This country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Oh, I never get tired of that.
I'm glad you don't, because I'm getting sick of it.
Well, just be thankful that I can't ever do it again now. What am I gonna do?
Scarface is the animal equivalent of a school bully, and the psychopathic father rolled into one. He threatens everyone he sees, attacks Weasel several times, bites Adder in half, and is responsible for quite a few deaths in Series 2, as he kills Mrs. Rabbit, Mrs. Fall, and Mrs. Hare. Yes, even though they were minor characters, they were still original cast members. Yes, Scarface is the only villain to actually kill members of the original cast of characters. So let's see here. Bully, murderer, torturer. Wow, how on earth did this get past?
We got away with a lot of stuff back in the 90s. I mean, all this stuff got away scot-free back then and is still shown to kids today, so this isn't too surprising in that regard.
Though that might just be because of his voice as well.
You can tell him from me that I'll pay him back for the death of my son. Sure as my name's Scarface. Get it?
Got it.
Good. Get on with it then.
Not only that, but he treats his own mate as his walking abuse target and is openly disappointed at his son for trying to pursue a life of peace, for crying out loud.
But for every one of these hardcore moments, we get moments like this.
Don't just stand there. Look, this one's got my nose.
We don't speak of those parts.
Hey, they had to keep those moments in to be safe. As if the series wasn't scary enough already.
So yeah, basically Scarface is a living demon who will rip the soul from your body by ripping your body to shreds. If he wasn't already dead. Moving on, number 3, the attack on Kestrel.
And then the sudden shock of the cold.
Wow, Series 2 was dark, wasn't it?
Very much so. So what do you have to say about this moment?
Well, this moment, just in terms of straight up shock moments, really takes the cake for how violent it can be.
Very well said, dear sir. Plus the build up to this moment is so intense that Kestrel disappeared from the series altogether.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, no joke, look it up.
Okay, I will. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Kestrel did disappear after the second series, and no one really knows what happened to her. But since she was essentially mauled like in Game of Thrones, she might be dead. But I like to think it's not that. But you never know.
Even though this moment was very brief in the whole series, it was still a pretty hard moment to get through in the episode that it was in.
True that. This is one of the most shortest, but still one of the most brutal moments to happen in the entire show. So let us demonstrate that by a moment-by-moment recap.
Cat attacks Kestrel.
Badger attacks Cat.
Kestrel runs away.
Cat gets his guts turned into Badger Haggis.
Cat runs away like a pussy.
Okay, Luke, I think they get the picture now.
Well, it's hardly an offensive word in this context. Still, nobody can deny that this is one of the most shocking and intense moments in the whole series, and it might be just as disturbing as some of the deaths, and that music just really adds to it. Speaking of the music itself, number 2, it's the music itself.
Really? You're putting the music above all of these really dark moments? Why?
An odd choice, yeah, I know, but let's be honest, without the music, all the scenes that we talked about and the scene that's coming up wouldn't be as heart-wrenching or as disturbing to sit through without that awesome music.
And while a bit repetitive, the music's great tone and fantastic orchestral compositions adds a tone to this show that we never get tired of.
I agree. Without the music, I don't think the series would be nearly as impactful or as dramatic as it is. because the music just adds to it and it just fits the scenes perfectly. Perfect example is right here. While being a bit too repetitive in places, it's still unique enough and it's still memorable enough that whenever I hear it, it's undoubtedly the Animals of Farthing Woods music.
And who can forget that awesome opening?
I still don't get those giant machines in the sky.
Don't question it and just enjoy the damn song.
Fair enough. Anyway, before we unveil our number one pick, let's have a recap.
I hate recaps, let's just get into the next one. What's the final one? Badger's death?
I've already done that.
The battle between Fox and Scarface?
Nope, something much worse than that.
The final battle in the series?
Okay, dude, now you're not even trying.
Well, what is it then?
It is this clip right here.
Whatever you do, dearest, don't curl up.
Oh my god.
And so we come to the final entry in our list. After much debate and after looking through all the murders, torment and the abysmal atrocity that was Weasel singing, we come to what I consider is the darkest, most disturbing and most difficult to watch moment in the whole series, the death of the hedgehogs.
Trouble is, when the cars move, I want to stop.
Even though I might claim that there are some scenes that are darker than this, even I can't deny that this scene is unrelentingly harsh, and besides the mice baby acupuncture, it's probably the only other scene in the whole show that I wonder how the hell they actually managed to get this through on a kids show of all things. The hedgehog's death.
Come on, dear.
I can't.
Please.
This scene makes all the other scenes soft in comparison, just for how nasty it can be. The constant build-up of the dread music, the quick cuts between the trucks and the cars, and the line read from the roadkill, and an actual death that, if they'd actually showed the corpses of the hedgehogs, it would have been absolutely terrifying.
Taking an actual major epidemic that is still going on today, and one which yields an unpleasant sight on the motorways, or at least unpleasant for some, for others they look at it and they think, that's good eating tonight. This scene does undeniably create an extremely uneasy feeling no matter who watches it, and when they watch it, whether you're a kid in the 21st century or an adult back in 1993, no one can get through this scene without at least quivering.
Well, some might have, but I never want to meet them.
I have, and I don't want to again.
Funny, I read an article about Americans watching British children's shows, and Animals of Farthing Woods was on that list, and one of them said, I hope nobody dies. Oh boy, they are in for a treat with this.
I'd love to see their faces when they get to this point. That would be one hell of a react video. I don't care if you sue us, fine brothers, I'm making a video like that someday.
Me too.
She wouldn't leave him. What happened? Why didn't they run?
Instincts got the better of 'em, and instincts can be very strong, matey. I should know.
And that's it for the countdown. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and thanks for joining me, Headphones UK. So, where do we go from here? Would you like to do another collab? Maybe another crossover on another series?
Noah's Island, perhaps? Maybe we can talk about the similarities between that show and Farthing Woods. What do you say?
Yeah, about that. You see, I've never actually watched Noah's Island.